James, I think we've all read your report, but I just want to highlight some portions of it. When did you meet with him, to him being Mr. Jones?
I didn't actually meet in person with him. It was virtual. I did an interview with him.
Yes, ma'am.
It was July the 25th.
So a couple months ago. When you met with him virtually, the version of events that he gave you was obviously different than the report from the officer that you reviewed.
Yes.
And just to highlight this again, the victim was how old?
4 months.
Young little child.
Yes.
And if you remember, what kind of injuries did that child sustain?
I believe all 4 limbs were broken, fractured ribs, bleeding brain.
And as a result, did the child allegedly have seizures as well?
Yes.
Have what?
Seizures. Do you have any idea the status of that child right now?
No.
Moving our attention off of the 4-month-old Levi, what kind of criminal history did Mr. Jones have in his past?
From 2009, he had a reckless endangerment and a DUI.
And was that in Tennessee or another state?
That was in Kentucky.
And did, obviously he purports to have physical limitations. What were some of those that he told to you?
Well, he didn't elaborate on what he was diagnosed with. He just said that they had found some kind of spinal injuries, I think, compression, and that was making him fall.
Do you know if his injuries, and I don't know the answer to this either, but do you know if the injuries he purports to have today are related to that old criminal charge? Did he tell you how he got hurt?
No.
Okay. And other than that, what did you said he had a spinal injury. Did he elaborate at all about the lingering effects of that?
No.
Okay. I don't think I have any other questions, Your Honor.
Poland?
Follow-up questions. The state remarked about Levi, the 4-month-old child that was injured. Based upon your report, was it determined that the child had pre-existing injuries from being in the care and custody of someone else besides Mr. Jones?
Yes, it did say that some of the injuries were actually healed partially when they took custody.
So at the time of doing your report, we don't know exactly what injuries were sustained from Mr. Jones, is that correct?
Correct.
Moving forward, the only other charge that he has was something from approximately 15 years ago for a DUI offense, is that correct?
It's 2009.
2009. Also with that, I read in your report, do you recommend him for probation?
I do not recommend him. I think he could complete it successfully.
In your opinion, do you think he's better suited for probation or some type of alternative sentence compared to prison?
Probation or community corrections.
Thank you. Fair enough.
Mr. Willoughby?
Couple brief follow-ups. I just want to make sure I understood what you just said. You're not recommending anything,
No,
but you're saying he could complete either of those.
he could.
Also could complete a
He-
prison sentence.
Yes, he can, yes.
Okay, so you're not giving an opinion,
No.
but all 3 of those options are on the table from creating your report.
He could get the treatment he needs from any of those places.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Anything further? Thank you, ma'am. You may step down. State has rested their proof. You wish to offer any proof, Mr. Poland?
Brent, I'm going to ask you to state your full name for the record and spell your last name, please.
William Brent Jones, and it's Jones.
I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and I just want you to answer my questions, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. You know why you're here today?
Yes, sir.
You're here for a sentencing hearing,
Yes, sir.
okay? And I want to ask you, how old are you?
60.
60 years old. And you heard the testimony from Ms. James. Have you ever been convicted of a crime after 2009?
No, sir.
Okay, other than what we're here for today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any alcohol or drug problems or any dependency issues?
No, sir.
Tell us a little bit about your health issues.
Well, I have, it's moved up to now to 7 compression fractures in my back. 2 of them are invading the spinal column, which causes nonstop pain, and I fall regularly because my right side will go numb.
Okay.
I didn't know this was happening then, but I do now.
Now, when you say the word then, when do you mean then, sir?
In 2021,
And you mentioned the word pain. Are you in pain today?
yes, sir.
Okay. And on a level of 1 to 10, what's your pain level today, sir?
A 7.
Now, are you scheduled for any surgery, sir?
Postponed a colonoscopy, the upper and lower barrels, and they're sending me to a cardiologist because I got an irregular heartbeat.
As far as your degenerative disc issues, are you scheduled for any surgery for that?
I'm not a candidate for surgery.
Why is that?
My bone structure is too porous and weak.
Okay. Are you 100% disabled?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who is your doctor?
Dr. Natu was the neurosurgeon, and Mabel Alvarez, MD, is my primary care doctor.
How often do you see your primary care doctor?
Once a month.
Are you on a series of medications, sir?
Yes, sir.
How many would you say that you're on?
Over 25.
25 medications?
Yes, sir.
And how often do you take those?
Some of those are as needed, but I probably take 15 or 20 a day, every day, somewhere to the cycle of the day.
Mr. Jones, I'm going to hand you up a document. I'm going to ask you if you recognize this document, okay?
All right, sir. Very much, sir. I do recognize this.
What is that document, sir?
That is from the Med Center Health, which covers any doctor that's under that, and the list of all of my medication that I am taking and what the regimens are on those.
Okay. All right. Your Honor, I asked to move that as an exhibit.
Mark it as Exhibit 2. No, well, actually, the pre-sentence report was Exhibit 1. But I didn't hand it to you to mark it.
Not just yet. You also indicated that you are seeking a neurosurgeon, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to take a look at this document as well, sir.
Okay.
Could you please tell the court what that document is, sir?
It's calling out the pain, the source of the pain in the thoracic and the lumbar region, the numbness, weakness, numbness, lower extremities, multiple reason falls, presented to the Med Center after a fall. And he used a walker or a cane, and the significant fracture of T8, feeling the numbness and tingling extends down my back and the back of my leg.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. I move to make that an Exhibit 3, Your Honor.
Exhibit 3.
You got me this. Next document I'm going to show, I'm going to ask if you recognize that. There's a doctor's name at the top of that. I think you alluded to that earlier. Is that
I think that was actually the psychiatrist. I'm not 100% sure.
Could you please turn to the third page there, sir?
Okay. I see the notes in here, the percentage of loss in my vertebrae body height. And that's L1 and L4, and it's up to 15% vertical height. And then D5 is 15% of vertical height in the actual vertebrae itself.
Thank you. I move to make that Exhibit 4, please. Now, Mr. Jones, when did you start exhibiting these symptoms of back injury, spinal injury, sir?
About 4.5 years ago,
4.5
it was
years.
started out mild, and it was approached by the neurosurgeon conservatively. He said, let's see if we can try this, this, or this.
Okay.
And it's continued to get worse.
Silly question. I see that you're here with a cane and a back brace. All that has contributed, helps you get through your day-to-day life. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Has there been any indication that you'll be placed in a wheelchair at some point?
I'm actually ahead of the game because 2 years ago in July, my neurosurgeon said in a year he could expect me to be ambulatory.
Okay.
So that is coming.
Okay, all right. Now, if this court grants you an alternative sentence besides prison, such as community corrections or probation, do you think you could be successful in that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you think you'd be able to report, sir?
Yes, sir.
Do you think you would be able to remain drug and alcohol-free, sir?
Absolutely.
Do you think you'll be able to remain out of trouble, sir?
Yes, sir.
Part of the pre-sentencing report that you did with the young lady that just testified indicated that there was a suggestion that you do some anger management classes. Would you be willing to do those classes, sir?
Well, absolutely, sir.
And you would have no issues doing those classes?
No,
And you would have no issues doing whatever probation requested of you?
no, sir.
Now, Levi, was this an accident?
Yes, sir.
Terrible, unfortunate accident?
Yes, sir.
Do you feel bad about it?
Oh, yes. And I want to elaborate. After I got him calmed down that day and laid him over in his playpen, I had to go throw up. It was that bad. It scared me that bad.
Okay. Are you aware if he's made a full recovery?
Yes,
Are you asking this court today to place you on probation or some type of alternative sentence besides prison?
probation, part of it because of my health, and I constantly have to see my health care providers.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Pass the witness, Judge.
Mr. Willoughby?
Mr. Jones, your spinal condition, you heard me ask, just for the court reporter too, I didn't have her spell her name. The state's witnesses was Wendy James,
Yes.
WNDYJAMES. Forgot to do that. Back to you. You heard me ask her how you received your spinal injury. How did you receive it?
It's degenerative bone disease that's hereditary in my family.
But it wasn't a result of your DUI and wreck.
No, sir.
So it just happens.
Yes, sir.
And I understand that because my neck is screwed together too, so it hurts every day. Skipping past all that, back in 2021 in March, when this incident happened, were you in a similar physical situation,
Just starting, sir.
but you were still in pain?
Yes, but we did not have any idea how bad it was.
Who is we?
Me and of course, Tammy, that I was taking care of him. I did not know how bad it was until I got back to the doctor, and they did some more imaging and said, oh, we've got one that's a wedge, and we got another one that's, it's flat instead of being cupped for the disc to go in the vertebrae.
And you found out about that after March of
Yes,
2021?
Yes, sir.
Had you noticed your legs going numb before that?
Off and on. It was nothing like it was sometime later.
So,
But
but you were having symptoms,
Yes,
not as severe as today,
yes.
but some. So when you guys came in the care of the child, did you not think that would be concerning and something that maybe,
It hadn't got to that point, sir, that I thought I needed to seek medical advice because we were in the process. And you're talking about a child that's 2 months old. We're in the process to find a babysitter, and it was very difficult. And I thought I could handle him, and I couldn't.
let's talk about that too. When this happened, the version that you told police and the version that you told Ms. James are different. Would you agree with that?
Not sure. I haven't heard the two compared together.
Originally, you said you dropped him from a small bounce chair of some sort, and he fell and hit his head on part of that chair. Is that right?
I fell with him. is
That's not what you told police originally.
No, I know what I told him. I was there when Dunn and Diaz was there. I said, and I acted it out for him, sir, how I got him out because there's three things wrong. He's hungry, he's dirty, or he's wet. So I went to get him out.
And when you did that, tell us the true version of what happened.
Well, when I
Act it out if you want to.
I'm not gonna try to get up. It's like the part of it, where the changing table is here, and his little bouncy chair is over there. So when I get him up, and I felt, and he was wet, or damp. So I put him back in it, and I went to the kitchen to start his bottle, because I knew he was gonna be hungry. And when I went to pick him back up, I put his pacifier in his mouth, because he was showing signs he was hungry. And when I picked up and leaned on this right leg, he just completely gave out.
And then what happened?
I fell on him.
Whole body weight.
Still got the knots on my elbow to try to keep part of it from being full body weight.
But that's where he got hurt.
Yes, sir.
And then you called the police, right? Or an ambulance.
Not immediately, no, sir.
Did you call them at all?
No, not in the beginning. Because in just a few moments, he had calmed down. I fed him, and I didn't see anything visibly or physically that he had any distress. That didn't happen till the next day.
After your accident, you're calling it, did you immediately call Miss Petty?
Not that afternoon.
No, you didn't.
No.
So you understand how that could look like you were trying to just hide it and hope no one found out.
No, sir, I wasn't attempting to hide it when he,
I didn't say you were. I'm saying you can understand how that might look that way.
myself, I have to say no.
You don't understand how that would be.
No, I don't
Okay.
understand how that would be, sir.
With that, I understand. As a matter of fact, Miss Petty gets home. Was the kid crying?
No,
Well, then at what point did his injuries become so visible or obvious that she calls and takes him to the hospital?
it was the next day before he started having any reactions.
And she took off work.
Yes, she'd already planned to take off work
When did you even tell her what had happened?
when she got home.
Okay.
And when I say when she got home, everything seemed to be all right, sir. I fed him, I changed him, I propped him up. The dog helped guard him when he's fussing, and he seemed fine, but it
But he-
deteriorated.
But he wasn't.
No, I know he wasn't now, but I did not know then.
And so he eventually goes to the hospital.
Yes,
But you didn't initiate that. She did.
well, we both did.
Both of
Say,
you.
yes, we discussed it, said, I don't know. Because he had that red place on the back of his head, and said, we need to get him to the doctor.
Because he had a seizure.
Well, yes, that was later,
When did he have the seizure?
the next day,
And she probably took off work.
to take him to the doctor.
Or maybe because she didn't trust you to watch him anymore?
No, it wasn't that.
Wasn't that?
No, sir.
Did, are y'all still dating?
Yes, sir.
Do you live with her still?
Yes, the address is in Pleasant View.
Is that where she lives?
Yes, sir.
Is that where this happened?
Yes, sir.
Have you even seen the child since?
No, sir.
When's the last time you saw him?
That next day after the fall, because I've not been permitted to have any contact with him, period.
Do you think that's probably a good idea?
Somebody other than me come up with that, but no, I don't think so, but I've made it very clear. If I don't have any contact with him, that's fine, as long as Tammy can.
Does she?
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about, how did y'all even come into the care of him?
Well, his mother, they took him to an emergency room in North Carolina, and when they ran her history, she had an open warrant in Warren County, Kentucky. So they placed her into custody. We made a mad dash over and got Levi as she had requested.
From where?
The hospital in North Carolina.
Brought him back to Tennessee. Why wasn't the dad available?
He was deceased.
Why did he die? Or how?
Fentanyl overdose.
Was that in Tennessee?
Oh, that was in Kentucky.
Kentucky. Now, is the mother currently in custody of this child?
I'm not sure. You know, the whole, I know that Stevie and Tammy communicate constantly about Levi.
Okay. So has Miss Petty had contact with the child since this?
Yes, I think she has. I mean, I can't be there if she actually does a video or FaceTime or whatever. I can't be present, so I can't say 100%.
And you honored that?
Absolutely.
And I know you say you're in a lot of pain today, but have you thought at all about what pain that child was in?
Yes, sir, I have.
And you don't really know if there's been lasting effects.
I'm not an MD, sir, so I can't say.
I mean, I know you're not a doctor. You read some doctor's words, but you also said the child made a full recovery.
Yes, he seemed to be fine.
How would you know that if you hadn't had contact with him? Or
That was
haven't?
on that day. Now, I don't have any
Okay.
contact. I have an order in
I know you do.
County that I can't have any contact with him.
I understand, but when your attorney was asking you questions, he asked you if the child had made a full recovery.
Yes.
My question is, if you have had no contact with this child and you're not a doctor, how would you know that?
I saw him on video.
Thought you said you honored the agreement not to be present.
I didn't initiate. She gets pictures from Stevie. She gets videos. And I told her I couldn't be a part of any of that FaceTime because of my stay away, basically. And I've been honoring that. And if
Except when you didn't.
well, I saw him after the fact, sir. I'm not watching him live. Just
I
because I see
understand.
pictures of him. I see
Understand.
video.
I understand what you're saying, but you just said before that you had zero contact.
Well, I've not had any direct when you say from me.
You were pretty clear that you hadn't even seen him on video, and you removed yourself from those situations.
Well, I haven't since then after speaking to my counsel saying you don't need to watch those.
I understand.
There's
So-
pictures on the refrigerator. That's as far as I get, brother.
The pictures are different. That's
I
not what you.
understand.
It's just hard to believe that you would have had no contact and know the condition of this child.
I do through Tammy.
I understand. I don't have any other questions.
That last series of questions, you did not have contact with Levi in the present, in the live, is that correct?
No, sir.
It was an after-effect video that perhaps was shown to you saying, hey, look how good Levi's doing, is that correct?
Tammy has showed me videos. Yes, sir.
Nothing further, thank you, Judge.
I have a couple of questions for you, Mr. Jones.
Yes, sir.
How long had you been taking care of Levi, babysitting him or whatever?
just a couple, 3 weeks, Your Honor. I'm not positive, but it was in
So
the
if,
spring.
if the record says, that your friend obtained custody of the child on March the 4th, roughly, would you have started taking care of him pretty quickly after that?
Yes, sir, sometime.
And you think it was 2 to 3 weeks?
She took off work for a while we were trying to find childcare for an infant.
And in the statement that she gave police officers, she made a statement that you have a little bit of a trouble with your temper sometimes because that you get upset with a child. I was trying to find her exact words. You remember her saying anything like that?
Not
Said
me,
you
Your Honor.
get jealous, overzealous with a hush, hush, you got a hush kind of thing. Do you remember
No, sir.
anything? So you never had a problem like that?
No, sir.
So tell me exactly, one more time, how did this child get hurt?
He was in his, it was a playpen and baby bed all together, changing table. And he was fussing, so I knew he was wet, he was muddy, or he was hungry. When I gave him his pacifier in there, I went and started the bottle, and when I came back to pick him up, I had to spin to put him over to change him. And that's when the right leg gave out, and down we both went. And I actually fell on him.
So if is it Tammy, is that her name?
Yes, sir.
If Tammy told the police officers that you had told her that you had dropped him and his face or head hit the metal portion of the bed and that's what caused the lip injury, are you saying that she just was wrong about that?
Well, he had his pacifier in his mouth, Your Honor, and then try to go back and have direct recollection of that. I don't have full recollection because I was sicker than a dog because I had fell with him. And it was explicitly said that I fell with him and fell on him. I didn't try to cover up anything. She hadn't tried to cover up anything.
All right. Any questions based on my question? Step down. Mr. Poland, you have any other witnesses? Rebuttal proof? I'll hear you in argument.
All right, let's talk about that. Watching steer this sentencing was like watching someone hold a scale loaded with heartbreak on one side and law on the other. Careful, steady, and unwilling to let emotion alone tip the balance. The case centered on a 60-year-old man convicted after an infant in his care, Levi, suffered catastrophic injuries, broken limbs, fractured ribs, bleeding on the brain, and seizures. The presentence investigator outlined those details in stark terms, reminding the court of the child's 4-month age and vulnerability. Yet she also noted that some injuries predated Jones' custody and that his only prior criminal history was a reckless endangerment and DUI from 2009. Her report didn't recommend a specific sentence, stating that Jones could technically complete probation, community corrections, or even prison time. Leaving all options open, Self took the stand, painting a picture of a man ravaged by degenerative spinal disease, dependent on a cane, a back brace, and more than 25 medications daily. He described frequent falls, numbness in his legs, and being deemed inoperable due to weak bones. He insisted Levi's injuries came from an accident. His leg gave out, he fell, and the child was caught underneath him. He denied trying to hide what happened, though under questioning he admitted he hadn't sought immediate medical help, and his version of events shifted from what he initially told police. He expressed remorse, saying the baby's cries left him shaken to the point of vomiting, but he also insisted Levi had made a full recovery, despite having no direct contact since the incident. Cross-EID bear the contradictions. The prosecutor pressed on why he hadn't immediately sought medical care, on the inconsistency between his account and statements attributed to his partner, and on how he could know the child's condition without violating no-contact orders. The tension highlighted the central question: was this truly a tragic accident compounded by health problems or neglect, shaded by temper and poor judgment? Judge Wolfe's quest ate to credibility. He asked Jones to repeat exactly how the fall happened, challenged discrepancies with witness statements, and raised the concern that caring for a fragile infant while battling disabling health issues was itself reckless. The judge wasn't combative, but he drilled into the inconsistencies like a surgeon, methodical, precise, unwilling to let vague answers pass. What emerged was not a clean stat or innocence, but a portrait of complexity, a frail caretaker, a baby with devastating injuries, and a courtroom grappling with whether compassion for Jones' condition outweighed accountability for Levi's suffering. Through it all, Wolfe maintained the atmosphere of solemn gravity, letting every side be heard, but keeping the focus on the law's demand for clarity and responsibility. It was heavy, it was uncomfortable, and it was exactly what sentencing in a case like this should be. Not a show, not a lecture, but a careful weighing of truth, consequence, and the limits of human frailty. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one.